Hello, today's video will be about a typical 9-volt battery that powers so many well-known devices. There might be multimeters, such as the one you have seen over here and featured in many videos. There can be remote controls, fire detection sensor or smoke sensors, and so many other devices that could be powered by this kind of battery. However, you may be wondering when such a battery may be considered to be extinguished, because most of these devices do not require a particularly high current. However, as I have noticed in many decades of seeing them working, voltage is highly important, and many times determining if a battery still provides enough voltage is the surefire way of knowing if a battery is or close to the end life. It's true that the maximum amount of current also drops, but most circuits are not created in a way in which to extract most of the energy that can be contained in a battery, and this means that your battery may be expanded quicker than you may expect. Alright, so let's see first of all what amount of current such a battery still delivers. In general, it's quite difficult to measure the maximum amount of current being delivered in a short circuit with this kind of batteries. I don't know if they have a way of internally limiting the current or something else happens. But of course they are not high-powered devices, so you can expect probably around 100 or 200 milliamps to be supplied by such a battery. This is in contrast with more than 1 amp being provided by a typical AAA battery, so the amount of current being provided even when these batteries are new is quite low. Alright, so I'm going towards the 200 milliamps range, and I'm not expecting to damage anything when I'm going to measure this battery. So okay, let's see. 29 milliamps. And I think this was the highest value. So between 25, 26, yes, probably 26 to 29 milliamps still provided by this battery. Okay, let's see how much voltage this battery still offers. Okay, 7.7. This battery, when new, provided a bit above 9 volts. So at 7.7 volts is considered to be expanded. I think this clearly shows that most devices are not optimized for using this kind of battery, because I still think that a battery that provides around 8 volts may still not be fully expanded. However, some devices, and I'm thinking about, for instance, infrared thermometers, may consider this battery to be providing way too low voltage and current. And I'm a bit surprised because, again, these batteries should not provide too much current even when new, but however, at almost 8 volts, this amount of current is way too low for the infrared thermometer. Alright, so let's see something else. This battery is still before the expiry date, it's 2025. And today we are in 2023. This battery was probably purchased around 2020 or so, 2020, 2021. I think this is at most when this battery was purchased. And I think that spending around 3 years in an infrared thermometer and being used just about every day is a good quality. Of course, these batteries are much more expensive than your typical battery, because they have a much more advanced manufacturing process that provides an additional amount of current and a very good lifetime. It's debatable if such batteries are better in terms of cost efficiency, but I think that when you need to have a limited amount of space to use for stocking these batteries, it's better to have ones that perform better. So this was my initial concern, and also not having to replace the battery as often. Well, what I have written on the back, 7.8 volts and 25 milliamps. This was my evaluation that I made some days ago, and it's quite consistent. I think that this measurement was taken less than 3 days ago, so probably it's still valid, and it goes on to show that the battery may still be useful in certain circumstances. However, you have to find a device where the current draw is not going to be too high, and the voltage drop from 9 volts to a bit less than 8 volts is not going to affect. So it's useful to know what each of your batteries provides, so that you understand if you should be recycling such a battery or actually using it further. As it stands, I think that this battery can still be used in another device. I have seen 9-volt batteries go as low as 5 volts, and some devices were unable to work when the voltage was a bit below 6. So with a voltage of around 8 volts, I'm still hoping this battery would be useful in certain circumstances. Okay, so I hope this shows to you how quickly a battery may be considered to be extinct, even if in terms of voltage and current carrying capacity, I still think it would have an useful lifetime left. So when a battery goes to around a tenth of its initial current, or 10%, I think that it should still be able to work. But in general, and I'm still sticking to this, I think that most 9-volt devices are not optimized for drawing these batteries up to their full energy capability. Right, so I hope you found this video interesting, and thank you very much for watching.